Because none of this really matters.
I read poetry and sonnets, and he plays the upright bass. Yamakipiebo, Sapaseray Fakebo, in dog Latin, he quoth, Uge, Sapaseray! Well, he bit all the he-dogs and winked at all the she-dogs. The town never knew such a hullabaloo as that little dog raised till the end of that day.
Because none of this...
That sounds so like
Oh, the term scat.
like poop, like animal poop.
Yeah. Scab and bead and boo. That's my scatting.
Better than hers.
What was yours? What was hers?
I've never.
Gum dum deedoo, silver dum needoo, Sapaseray. He bit all the she dogs and she winked all the she dogs. And it just shut. That's why you didn't get invited back to Sex in the City. That's why.
Secondhand embarrassment. Still, that was like, I don't know how long ago, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
What? That video? Had to be.
You're going to play that at the beginning of the episode?
I feel like I have to, because they're going to be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Sapaseray. That's too much.
It is a lot, isn't it? It's a lot. It's very, like...
No.
Because the fact that, like, I'm out of it right now, that, like, caught me off guard.
That's a lot. It's a lot to take in at one time. The stand-up bass, the bad rhythm.
we have such good rhythm together.
She's like bobbing her head like off beat. Like she's in her own fucking head. Thinking about all the he dogs and she dogs.
All right. None of this really matters, Menda.
Exactly.
Sapaseray.
It's
episode 69. It's episode 69.
We said we were gonna bring it.
Yeah, I fucking
Scat.
scab me.
If you know anybody that actually scats like
And,
professionally,
and performs jazz.
please send us a link. At NOTRMPod.
Yeah, we have an email. What's the email?
NOTRM.
Is it NOTRMPod?
Yeah.
At gmail.com.
Please.
NOTRMPod at gmail.com.
Just send any video.
Any clip.
Send a pic of you, a video of you scatting.
At hedog.com. At hedogshedog.com.
He dogs, she dogs.
Oh my gosh.
So what's up, Menda?
I want to say it so bad.
I heard it up here like Professor X. I heard it up here like Professor. I was like, she's going to say it. I was like, it's about to come out. It's about to come out. I can hear it.
Oh my gosh. But
Da-da-da-da-da.
oh my gosh. Okay, but anyways.
Episode 69. Do the intro.
Me.
Yeah. You got it.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
That's the most animated.
Yeah, I know. That was so like...
All 69 episodes.
Right.
That was the fastest you've talked, I should say.
This is episode 69.
We got to
You
fucking...
gotta pick it up.
Yeah.
The energy is
Low. For me, sorry, guys. I'll get in the groove.
So we didn't have to start. We could have waited.
We'll leave all. We don't have to leave it all in, but let's keep
Oh,
recording.
no, it's all getting left in. It's all getting left in.
We'll warm up. This is the warm up. They're gonna get the warm up.
Deal with it.
So what's up, guys?
so.
How you guys feeling? You guys got the car back.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just thinking about that earlier today. I was just like, damn, they got the car back. Just when they thought They couldn't come back. They came back. You know, I was like pretty hyped for you guys, if I'm being honest. What happened?
Sapaseray.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I was like, it has to come out. It has to come out. It has to come out. It was that's why I was pointing at the tip of my tongue. I was like, it's right there.
You got to make that. That's like the first addition to the soundboard.
Right, Sapaseray. Because she yelled at us.
Right.
She screamed at you.
Sapaseray.
Sapaseray. It's like
That was like
damn.
the first line. That was the first, I was like, all right.
Jesus Christ.
She probably named her fucking dog that.
Oh my God.
All the he dogs and she dogs.
Just like fucking John Wick, if he had 2 dogs,
I can't keep.
it would be he dog and she dog.
I can't keep up with you guys.
Now this is me and Amanda in natural habitat. This is how we speak at home.
All day.
Oh my God. I'm just letting you guys take it. Oh.
But they had not had to put the video in there like
Yeah.
the last episode, so they're just not like annoyed with the fact.
Yeah.
that we keep saying that.
Sapaseray.
They're gonna be
Every
pissed.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's gonna. That's out of my system now. We have at least another like 15 minutes before I think about it. When you get it fresh off the video, it's wild. Man.
Yeah.
It's stuck on you like a stink. It's like it's on you.
Because of scat.
Manda.
Damn.
Manda.
Come on, B.
I'm almost mad of how like good that video is.
Because it's scat. That was good. All right, that's enough.
All right, Manda.
I'll never give you that again. That's one for the year.
So how you feel? Shut the fuck up, Manda. All right, we're good. We're locked in. Episode 69. And we got it's the Nope episode.
Yes.
It's the Jordan Peele episode.
So this morning,
Yeah.
got up early,
Yeah.
dropped the kids off,
Yep.
went to go see Nope in IMAX.
Yeah.
We made it literally just in time. Like the lights were coming down.
Mm-hmm. You guys were like on time.
Yeah. Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
For the movie to start. Skipped
We
all
heard
that.
the what? You know when the numbers are counting down and they're going through the film and stuff? We got it at the end of that.
Oh, the IMAX.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like thing.
Yes, exactly.
I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So on time. So did you guys catch any trailers?
No.
Oh, Oppenheimer.
You guys.
Oh, yeah, we got to it.
Yeah.
We saw Oppenheimer.
I was
We
waiting
saw
for you guys
Oppenheimer.
to.
Yeah, so we saw Oppenheimer lit.
It has to be
Literally.
Black.
Literally.
They gave him the power of the sun. I said,
Mhm.
this is gonna make me hate humanity all over again, baby.
Yep.
Here we go.
So another year till that
I got
comes out.
my book if you guys want to read that.
I do want to read that actually.
It's pretty fucking
I think
sweet.
it's gonna be.
I do actually want to read
It's
that.
gonna be.
I'm obsessed with like nuclear war. It is just.
And watching that show.
I got a lot of history
Chernobyl.
books actually. Those are the only books I have. I have like biographies or I have like history books. I don't like. I shouldn't say I don't like fiction. I have a lot of nonfiction books. But Oppenheimer one is probably one of the best ones I have.
It's gonna be good.
I'm super excited.
The way that even just like seeing those little bits.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Robert Downey Jr. He's gonna be in it. I'm excited.
Fucking,
Yeah, and then so we went into. Then all of a sudden we just went right into the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, no preface, no
Yeah. Yep.
no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just straight.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
That was Tatiana's reaction. She was like, "Oh, we're." She was like, "We're getting
This,
right into
this
it."
is happening.
Yeah.
But
One trailer. That's good.
wild.
Wild opening. I love
Wild
Jordan.
card.
I love Jordan Peele's opening scenes. The Get Out one with Lakeith Stanfield.
Mm-hmm.
The one where she was a little girl in Us. All his openings are very, very cool. He knows how to set up a vibe.
And it all came back around and throughout the movie.
It was wild. I was a little confused in the beginning. I was like, whoa. I was just like, okay. And
I
then,
thought this was gonna be like a Planet of the Apes type of thing.
mm-hmm.
Like alien race comes down and just takes over the
Takes over animals. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
A part of me, like, while the movie's going on, you're like trying to guess, okay, is he gonna go this way, is he gonna go this way, and can never guess where he went with it. You're like, whoa, like, and that's never been done before, but we'll keep going throughout the movie. Opening scene, the monkey wreaks havoc and then just stares at the camera. You later find out he's staring at a person, but stares at the camera and you're like, whoa, and then cuts to black.
Which is also terrifying.
Yeah.
You've seen like the animal attacks videos. All of those animals, it's like this shit really fucking happened. Like there's no way you're surviving.
Yeah, the nature is metal shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like
People be fucking around. Yeah.
Like they say, a monkey rips people's faces off with their hand. They're like,
Literally
If
did
you
that
listen
in the
to
movie.
Joe Rogan, he talks about monkeys all the time.
all the time.
It's pretty annoying, but he says it all the time. But I was thinking maybe Jordan Peele like wanted to put that in a movie. He just thought, he was like, how can I get a chimp like going
Right, because
ape
there
shit-
were some
going
movies and
ape shit.
shows with like literally with like movies and stuff during that time that they were talking about like the early 90s with
Mhm.
like when they had, you know, what was the little girl with the little monkey.
That was late 90s. It was 98.
But
I don't know. It was like, I thought that was odd. I was like, there was sitcoms didn't really exist in 1998 like that. We were actually getting more toward like reality TV and shit.
Well, maybe
like
that's
that.
why it ended. I don't know.
That would have been a nice. Yeah, 'cause that was toward the end. 98. That was like
Like
the end
Full
of
House.
Martin, end of Full House. All of that stuff ended, and you never saw that whole.
it's because
get filled
fucking
like that.
animals went wild.
That's probably what it really is.
You can't fucking control that shit in front of a studio audience.
Nope. Family Matters. I think there was a monkey on there one time.
Friends,
Oh yeah.
I was gonna.
Friends.
Marcel,
Because even that thing could fuck you up.
the little monkey.
Yeah,
Rip your eyelid off or something like that.
yeah,
People with animals are wild.
yeah. There's the story about the guy who had the pet monkey, and it grew up, and he had to give it away to the zoo. And then later on the monkey's birthday, he brought the monkey a cake. And then when the guy left, all the other monkeys killed that monkey. And then a couple of them escaped the zoo and then tracked down the guy and like killed him.
I think they ripped his dick off.
Or some shit like that.
Why?
As like, because they're vindictive. They ripped his dick off like on purpose. They're like, fuck you
Yeah.
for not giving.
It was
us
wild.
No way.
Some
That's a
wild
real
shit.
story?
Yeah. That happened a long time ago.
That's the one Joe Rogan
Yeah.
talks about the most because he's like, they're terrifying because they're smart.
Yeah. They're obviously we come from them, you know. So it's like they're not far away as far as intelligence wise.
I saw a fucking orangutan driving a gator. Well, no, not a gator. It was an electric car.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a real alligator.
No.
I was like, that's cool.
No, it was a fucking orangutan, and it had his hand.
His
out the
hand in his
window,
hand like that.
and it was just like it was turning one hand.
One handed, fucking
I
tipping
was
on
like,
fofos.
and everybody was
Right.
like, "That's the cutest thing." And I said,
No.
this is the worst thing I've ever
Do you remember
seen in
that
my
video
life.
of the rat taking a shower?
Yes.
Do you remember that video? That was weird. He was like taking a shower. I was
No.
like, that's weird.
Maybe try and tell us something.
That's what Nope definitely. Nature is metal. Your ass. That's what it did.
Yeah. Quit trying to
Because even with the director that was in the movie, like he wanted to be, like they wanted him to be the director for their scene, their shot, their money shot.
The cinematographer.
Yes.
Big difference.
And the cinematographer.
Yeah.
And he was watching all of these scenes with like animals and like animals getting killed by other animals.
Nature is metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like watching all these scenes and just watching them like forward and backwards. Just I was like, yeah, it was definitely like a reoccurring thing.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele and the animals thing is a theme for him. Because Get Out was the deer.
And Us was the
bunny,
rabbits. Yeah. There's a reoccurring theme with different symbols and shit. Jordan Peele's great.
Mm-hmm.
He knows exactly what he's doing. And I think Get Out is his most masterful, his best, his most thought out, his most layered, because he's like always wanted to make that. Like that was his first one. And then I feel like after he made Get Out, I think he's only tried to get more complex and more just bigger stories, more complex stories, I guess. With Us, that was a bigger story. And then with Nope, that's an even bigger, like bigger themes, bigger ideas. And even the movies are bigger, because Get Out was one location. Us was like obviously multiple locations. And then Nope was pretty much one location. You could tell it's a COVID, production, but it's still like scope wise huge.
Yeah.
Breathtaking.
It was shot amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Hoyte van Hoytema is the guy who shot it, which we were talking about Oppenheimer right now. I don't know if he's shooting that. I think he is, but he shot a lot of Christopher Nolan's movies. And he's like the master of IMAX. He's amazing. He's like the IMAX cinematographer. He's amazing.
He definitely gave it a shout out when they were doing the shot in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And that had the IMAX, whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Like the little
I was like, whoever did that, was
manual
like, somebody
reel.
loved IMAX in this fucking production setup. They love IMAX.
Because Jordan Peele asked Hoyt, he was like for production, he was just like, to get the real kind of spectacle of it, which is what I think the movie's about, is like the obsession with spectacle. Like,
because that the what is it, the TMZ guy?
Yeah.
As they call them.
Which I want to talk on that, but Jordan Peele, before in pre-production, he asked Hoyt, he was like, if you were to be able to get the perfect shot, if you were to see a UFO and you could have any camera to get it on, what would you use? And he was like, I would use IMAX on film, 65 millimeter. And I was like, and so he was like, okay, cool. That's the camera we're going to use to shoot the movie.
Got it.
Because it's like those cameras are amazing. There's a reason they use those in outer space, and they use those, like to shoot these huge movies like Interstellar and shit like that.
Yeah.
And all these Marvel movies. And they use them on the space station and shit like that because they're fucking larger than life. They're unreal.
Yeah.
There's magic, those fucking cameras. And so using IMAX in the movie, like a very meta thing of like capturing it on film, because digital can be photoshopped and manipulated, but film is the real shit. I think that was very very that attached to me.
That I felt a heart-wrenching like when the film was rolling down and being like unraveled down the hill.
Yeah.
I was like, the exposure.
Like they're
No.
fucking it all because they have like the blackout little bag, and he's pulling it out, and he's just exposing all that little strip coming out. And that's okay. Yeah. But so with the movie, this is obviously, we've established this is a spoiling podcast. We don't give a fuck if you've seen it or not.
Current events.
Go see it.
Yeah.
Which I will say next week, I haven't even told you guys yet, but next week we're going to have a guest, and it's Josh. And we're not going to be talking about a new movie because there's no movies coming out. Because we're waiting until the next week for Bullet Train. We're going to do the train movies, which is going to be sick. But next week, me and Josh are gonna talk about movies we like. Mainly, we're gonna talk about like 70s Al Pacino movies, which is gonna be sick.
Yeah.
But because me and Josh hung out a couple times and we're like 70s Pacino, let's do it. And then, you know, we're gonna do it next week. We're just gonna be here.
Stay tuned.
But yeah, we're gonna spoil the shit out of this movie.
Yes, so starting now. Because we've been very vague.
We've been very vague,
But we've been like skimming the water.
and so with OJ, which I think it's funny that's his name.
I nudged Rob and I was like, ugh. He's
OJ,
like, so your name's OJ? And I was like, an old white lady.
and then I think Daniel Kaluuya should win an Oscar for this movie.
Amazing acting. Amazing.
Because Jordan Peele, another sign of an amazing filmmaker, he gets amazing performances out of his actors.
Keke Palmer.
Because I think Lupita Nyong'o should have won an Oscar for Us.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Kaluuya should have won an Oscar for Get Out. Like, that's a sign of a great filmmaker when you can get these kind of performances in a horror movie. Like, that's insane. But Daniel Kaluuya had this like subdued, like kind of, you know, performance. Like he was very to himself, like shy almost.
Yeah.
A very like
Until the end.
a very Brando-esque performance.
Until the end.
Where he was all facial. It was physical performance with Kaluuya. He wasn't like
he was like really like soft spoken and didn't really like, he more was catering to the animals. It was his sister Keke Palmer
who he needed the outgoing sister to like do the safety speech and shit like that. And I really liked Kaluuya. That stood out for me, where I was like, holy shit, like Kaluuya's killing it. And I saw his Carhartt hat. I was like, shout out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kaluuya, I was like, God, this is amazing what he's doing. And as the movie goes on, and Steven Yeun he was in there for a little bit, but he did amazing too. And so did I can't think of his name, but the guy who was the cinematographer, who played the cinematographer.
Oh yeah.
He fucking murdered that movie. Like, he was only in it for a little bit, but god damn.
Yeah, he made a huge impact.
Talk about coming off the bench and hitting like 4 threes in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Michael Wincott.
Yeah. He's like a Swedish. What is he? He's a foreign. Canadian.
He's a foreign.
But he's amazing. He usually plays bad guys.
I could see that. I mean, he kind of was. He had that like attitude in the beginning because it's supposed to be, you know, he's supposed to be like a Hollywood.
He's supposed to be like a snobby cinematographer, artsy, you know, cares about his craft cinematographer.
Right.
Where he cares about the shot.
And then he comes in and it's just like, okay, I do like this guy. Like, he's part of the team.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know, he still has his own like, he's like, but I want the shot more than anything. Like, that's why he's doing it, which is like, it's cool because that's what, like, I know I'm out of it right now, but when we said at the beginning, when I was like, okay, nope, I was going to be like, it's Spielberg, it's Shyamalan. I don't want to explain the entire history of horror blockbusters, but here we go. But yeah, it turned into a Spielberg movie, which I loved. And I loved the ending with the big balloon, cowboy balloon. I loved it.
Also, shout out to Fry's Electronics.
Shout out
Fries, baby.
R.I.P.
dog.
R.I.P. to that one in AZ Mills. The one that was what was it? It was like the Aztec mountain shit. That shit was fucking dope. You guys lived like right next to it. Used to.
Spent many a money there.
That's fuck. Oh god, that's so crazy.
Rob was in the theater like.
I gave it a quick. I was like, shout out. Dog.
Shout out. And
that was a lit ass Fries Electronics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, they beat y'all.
And then the girl with the hot Cheetos when she came out and scared him.
Yeah. That was cool.
Like, these niggas are definitely in Southern California.
Yeah.
Because that whole like just going to Fry's Electronics, like I feel like it's very realistic. Like, let's go to Fry's Electronics.
And let's
Not
get some shit.
Not a camera store in the middle of the mall that sells spy equipment. No, we're going to fucking Fry's.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I love. Jordan Peele makes everything perfect.
And then he was like, "So you gonna set this up yourself?" They're like, "Yeah."
He's like, all right.
He's like, "All right." He's like, "They're like, is it hard?" He's like, "Well, it's not hard for me, but for
guys
you."
can't do it. I was like, damn, that's rude.
And he had a good performance
Yeah,
too.
I liked him. I liked him. He was
Angel. I don't know his real name, but the guy who played Angel.
I liked his performance.
Is it Daniel something?
Because he had he was like, also my supervisor's gonna call you Brandon Perea.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Brandon Perea. Shout out to him. Great fucking. Everyone had a great performance, which I said.
Even the balloon.
The balloon.
And those little waving
It
car
was,
things.
it was one of those beautiful yet terrifying things at the same time.
Mhm.
Like nature.
Yeah. When the amazing, we should point out the elephant in the room. The twist, quote unquote.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Like it's not the Shyamalan twist for you. That the UFO is not a ship. It's like an actual creature.
The greatest spin on a UFO story I've ever heard.
First of all, called it, said it was gonna be an alien or aliens.
Who called it?
Me.
I think we all called it.
No. Me.
I'm pretty sure everybody knows an alien.
Let's go back to episode 18, 19.
Well, look.
You called it?
Yeah, I said it's gonna be an alien.
I didn't listen to the old episodes. That's why. That's why I'm like hearing you out.
Anyways, alien.
Oh,
Great.
before he announced the fucking.
But the way he went about it being aliens, you know, it wasn't just like, oh yeah, it's a spaceship and oh, it's ET,
Mhm.
you know, coming
Yeah.
in on a fucking ship and just sucking people up.
Yeah.
It was more,
Sucking
it
'em up.
was less, I guess more like War of the Worlds.
Yes, it definitely
Spielberg. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Sucking people up and taking them and
was.
all that shit.
It was very War of the Worlds, especially the shot inside of the throat. I was like, oh, this
Yes.
is War of the Worlds through and through.
When he was, the way he filmed it, I was like, ugh. And they
Yeah.
were like in there. I was
It's
like,
like a
oh, it's this
weird, like,
fucking alien thing.
esophagus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because you still don't know. I think at that point, you still don't really know that it's alive. You're like, oh, they're about to like.
because it's
Carve
like
them
this
up.
weird
Yeah.
like rubber, suck them up. They're about to. It's like a weird like rubber. The sound design was great.
Mm-hmm.
So when they were like rubbing against it, and you're like, it's like, and you're like, whoa, like what is that?
Yeah.
You don't know until the very end. You're like, oh, the whole thing is like a shape shifting. Like it almost looked like a Rorschach type,
Yeah.
like Mothra
Yep.
mixed
Definitely
with
gave me Mothra vibes.
like the Miyazaki drawings, like the Spirited Away shit. Like it was a mix of everything. I don't
And
know.
it's. You think it's one size, but then you see the actual scale of it.
Yeah,
And you're like, oh, that thing is like 70 feet fucking tall.
yeah.
This
It
thing
was
was enormous.
it was huge. And then I loved. That's what I was gonna say. Even you know what scared so there's two parts. So okay, I haven't been scared in a theater in a very long time until I saw this movie. Oh, the first time was when the little kids and the alien. I was terrified.
Legit, so much anxiety.
We were like holding on to each other. Like
I was so scared.
I was like, this is it. This is fucking it.
And then literally OJ was nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
And then you find out that they were doing that because they literally didn't know about the aliens. Like, we're going to play this
Exactly.
up because we know you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to act like we're the aliens because that's why we're buying.
Well,
your
I don't
horses.
think they really knew. A part of me doesn't think they really, because when the UFO came, Steven Yeun was like I don't know if, like, he was just like going with it. He was like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Remember, he said they never done this before. Remember, that's why he was like, that's what, I think they figured that's why they were buying the horses. They were feeding them. They said, remember he said in his little speech, he said 6 months ago, when this thing, and remember that was 6 months ago is when his dad died.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, so he knew what that was.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's the one who fed him. That's why there was change in keys and shit like that.
Yes, originally.
Steven Yeun's the one that fed the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or it came and fed on the people that were there.
Yeah.
And he was there.
And
when
he
it
was there.
happened.
Yeah.
And sucked them up, and then it flew
Sucked
over
them
to the
up.
farm,
Mhm.
and then all the change and shit and everything was falling from the ground.
But that was straight from the thing. I told Amanda that's straight from the thing.
The thing,
But
fire.
you can't absorb inorganic like material.
Yeah, so it
has to spit
spits
it
up
out,
genes and shit.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy.
Where all the keys and the just change were flying on the floor. I told Rob I thought it was like pieces of like a meteor or something like coming.
Oh.
I thought
know?
because we just finished watching Greenland with Gerard Butler.
I think I've heard of it. Never seen it.
No, it's basically we'll talk about that later. But
But yeah, I thought it was like because when that scene is happening with him and his dad
Mm-hmm.
and all the shit's coming, I was like, oh, what the
Yeah.
it's gonna like come in and hit the ground or whatever, crash
Mhm.
land,
But it's
that
like,
type of shit.
yeah, but it's like the alien like shitting basically.
mhm. That's exactly what I was like. With the second time it did it, I was like, it's taking a shit. Like,
yeah,
I
when
was
it did
like-
it over the house.
Yeah.
That was wild.
That was scary too.
But that was like anal bleeding for it.
Mm-hmm. Or it was like throwing up
Yeah.
in a
yeah,
way. I
yeah.
think it's more throwing up. It's something like that. It's like eliminating waste.
like a bird. It has one hole.
Yeah, I think it's just like eliminating waste. We don't know what it does. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
like an organic creature, though.
I thought it was just so crazy that it was right over the house and it was
Mhm.
just, like, dumping.
And
It was just all- everything blood.
Yeah, that thing in the house. That every shot in that house when it was like pouring
Mhm.
over it, I thought that entire scene was shot great. The visuals of the blood running down the
Mhm.
window.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is like horror imagery.
He ran and got a knife. Was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. I like how they made. I told him, man, I was like, I like how he made the alien everything that everybody's ever described, or like every government cover up. But they were like, oh, it was a weather balloon, and that's exactly what that thing looked like. At some of its points, it looked like a weather balloon, like it was kind of just, or when it had like
When it had the little
fucking-
string,
Yeah.
it looked like a balloon.
It looked like a balloon. I was like, it looks like everything. A
Like,
flying
oh, it's a
saucer.
cloud, right?
Yeah, I was like, and when you first see it go over the thing, you're like, hey, dang, them aliens is the illest pilots ever.
Right.
Mhm.
And then he was like, it didn't move.
They did some Top Gun shit.
Yeah.
there.
And he was like, that didn't move like a ship. I was like, how did he know that? He was like, it didn't move.
Yeah, it was too quiet and too fast.
Which is why it is going to be worth a rewatch,
Oh, yeah.
because like just seeing those things, and I want to see how like OJ's character, like how he, like those flashbacks and stuff that he had, how that was like it just clicked in his mind that it's an animal and animals can
Yeah.
be trained, and you know what I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
like
a
that.
fucking country boy, and he's
Right.
like, "How? What do I know that I can apply?"
because he thought so like low of himself.
Yeah,
You know, he's comparing himself to his dad and all of that stuff.
yeah.
But in
he's like-
reality,
he's trying to like prove himself.
he's a master fucking trainer and has been since he was little.
Yeah, it's great. I love his character. I think that's
That
his best
shit.
character.
That when that happened at the end,
I was like, you better
Oh,
not die.
Jay!
I was like, you better not die.
And then boom, the first ever pictures in history is a black man on a horse.
Mhm.
And then the last frame of the movie is a black man on a horse. Loved it. Loved it. I was
And
like,
the
That
Jordan
was a
Peele,
great shot.
Jordan Peele, you son of a bitch.
and it said "out yonder."
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
That was
Paying
lit.
homage to the black cowboys.
Mhm.
Shout out to Sidney Poitier. They had like a Buck and the Preacher poster in the house. I saw that.
When he had all like the show memorabilia like behind the like the secret door,
Mm-hmm.
that was wild.
I'll tell you what is wild is the way they killed Keith David.
Yeah, the nickel in the eye.
The nickel in the eye thing was Very
wild.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody die like that in a movie.
I've never seen like
That's the first time I've
like
ever
an item in an eye, like falling in an eye.
from because you've only ever heard that from like the Empire State Building. If you drop a penny,
It'll like
kill
impale
people. Yeah.
your head or
But
something
then
like
you
that.
see it happen in real, like not real life, but
But
like
you see
in-
it happen.
Yeah, you're like, and he's just sitting there, and he's just riding no horse. That's probably what would happen. Your body would be like, "What the fuck is going on right now? Like, why do I start?" And then you start talking weird, and then
Before you know it.
you fall off your horse. That's what I thought happened. I thought his face was fucked up from falling off the horse.
Mhm.
And then next shot is just
And then that, and then like they show his face and they show the X-ray, and then you see the coin in the car with him. Like
Yeah.
he took it home, and then you could see like "In God We Trust," and I was like, damn.
Yeah, it was a very great like sequence, like
Mhm.
editing wise. It was like told that with like no dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's everything about it was
The way he's just like
great.
sitting in like in the hospital, just like fuck.
like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
Yeah, like
Like
how
we were just sitting there talking, and then I turned, and I thought it was a hailstorm.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, I thought it was like a weather.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, the alien controls like weather or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I said, or the aliens make hail come so they can land
Mhm.
or something.
Right.
Like,
Some
like
type
fucking,
of coverage.
War of the
Happening?
Worlds.
Oh.
Remember it was hell at the beginning of War of the Worlds?
yeah,
And just fucked everybody's car up and shit
Mhm.
like that.
yeah. War of the Worlds.
And then, like, the
Jaws,
key that hit the horse.
Signs. There's a lot of
Yeah,
movies.
a lot of with hell. Yeah, that hell load.
What the happening too?
Mm.
A lot of Shyamalan and Spielberg I get from
The
this
Fog.
movie. The Fog.
Definitely a lot of inspiration from them for sure.
Because that's what I was saying. The at the end with the balloon, the big balloon, the
Mhm.
cowboy balloon. I was like, maybe Jordan Peele was like, in case you didn't know what my inspiration was, here's my homage to Jaws right here. And he fucking like it's a big Spielberg, and that's what he's going for is the Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He's going for War of the Worlds, Jaws.
Which was they were all those standards were for sure met
With a unique story on top
Yeah.
of it.
Mm-hmm.
without it seeming like, oh, I'm doing exactly what he's doing. No, you're inspired by what he
Yeah,
did.
you're like, oh, these greats did UFO movies. I want to do a UFO movie, my UFO movie,
Right.
And he did exactly that.
Oh, sorry, UAP.
Well, whatever that means.
The
Right.
unidentified aerial phenomenon.
All right.
That's why I like that part of his spiel, because he was like, they changed it so they can make you like,
He was that internet bro.
yeah,
where he,
exactly. But he was kind of like 75% right most of the
Right.
time.
Mhm.
Like he was on like the conspiracy things. Like even from the beginning, he's like, so y'all not gonna tell me what's going on here?
When he was like pointing up, and he was like, dude.
He was like, up more.
Wind
All
it
the
up.
way up.
And they were so black about everything.
I loved it.
Nothing. They were
True to
excited, but they
themselves,
weren't,
right.
Like it wasn't like the montage from like other UFO movies. We're like, we gotta run to the
Yeah,
store, and they
yeah.
start like slamming stuff. You're like, bro, we about to get paid.
Right.
That's the only thing they were concerned
Yeah.
about.
He was like, we need to save this ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like, that's what I loved about the TMZ thing, is because those paparazzi people, like, yeah, it's like for content and shit, but that's for money. Like, these people want a spectacle because people are trying to get paid off of this shit. And so people try to, just like they do with animals, they try to exploit spectacles. They exploit animals for financial gain.
Right.
They exploit spectacles like this shit.
Right.
Seems like the world just revolves around spectacles.
And for
so
me, I
people
thought
just
it
try
was.
to make money off that.
I
shit.
thought it had something to do with like the alien people. Like it was someone who's known them from like Eternals kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like they just show up. They've been there for a fucking long ass time. He knew exactly what it was. It's his animal kind of situation because of like the helmet that he was wearing was just very like futuristic. It was all black, electric motorcycle.
With like the little gimbal
Yeah.
camera.
So I was like, And then Keke Palmer was like, oh, it's TMZ. And I was like, like, of course, because it had been on the news
Yeah.
about the Jupiter's clam, which is also crazy
Mm-hmm.
because like a space
Yeah.
thing.
It's like all related.
Jupiter's claim. Like, right. Like Jupiter, that show I was watching. Jupiter's Descendants or whatever the fuck it was called.
Jupiter Ascending?
No. I thought I wanted to say that, but that's not it. It's something else like that. It's a Netflix show with Josh Duhamel.
Josh Duhamel. Shout out to Fergie. What else? Oh, so the second time I was scared was the monkey coming up right to the camera.
Oh yes,
I was
that
like-
shit made me jump.
I was like
I was
frozen.
like, damn.
I was like the kid. I was just fucking.
And that's the exact position that he puts you in. Was that
loved
perspective?
It. I loved it. I was frozen.
And he was like,
Because you still don't know. That thing could just be like,
rip your fucking face off. And then he was
He
like,
fucking gets domed, and like he's like slowly, because when the chimp is like right here
he goes like that, like shows his teeth. I was
for
like,
a
oh,
little
fuck.
bit, I was, because it was so quiet, and I was like, this monkey's about to yell. I was like bracing for like a loud noise. I was frozen. I didn't know what to do, and that was
the gunshot was just as shocking.
yeah.
Because you were like, "Gah!"
I'm like, where the fuck were y'all this whole time?
But guess, and then old girl ain't dead and ended up
Right.
getting married to her. Because it ate her fucking face off. It ate her lips. So she was like,
And, that shit
And she was
all
in a
fucked
fucking
up.
wheelchair and shit.
Yeah.
And they were
'cause
like,
it beat her to death.
yeah, they were like, you know, there's a wheelchair on your roof. They're like, yeah, we know. That was hers.
I didn't catch that.
And the fucking shoe that was standing up.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that was about. That was with the one drop of blood. I was like, what the fuck is that
I
about?
want to rewatch, because people have messaged me. They're like, just saw Nope, loved it, whatever. They were like messaging me about it. I was like, I didn't fucking make the movie, but they were messaging me, and they were like, the only thing I didn't understand was the shoe standing up, and I was like, that just means you gotta watch it again.
Right. I did see a pair of the big scissors though on what's his name's desk.
Steven Yeun.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like there was a pair of scissors, like a big pair of scissors, like from us. But it
Oh,
was
like the gold scissors.
Yeah, but it was like on his desk.
I didn't see that.
That might just be a Jordan Peele thing.
Like he might just do that in there.
Yeah.
But I loved, and speaking of like the exploitation part of, society, exploitive part of it is Steven Yeun even exploiting his own trauma and making money off of that shit and being
Which was wild. He didn't even like want to express his own experience. He was like, have you seen the SNL skit? Because that was exactly how it was.
And then like that cut to him as a little kid, and then cut back to him.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah, he's fucked up.
Yeah, I loved it.
Traumatized. Yeah.
I was like, this is the best group of characters that Jordan Peele has ever wrote.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is his best writing. It's tough. It's like a bold statement because of Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
And Get Out is a perfect screenplay. There's nothing wrong with it. It literally won an Oscar for best original screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved the writing in Nope. I think it's
it was great. And then when they had like the horses' names like as a
it
title
was like
card,
chapters. Yeah,
Mhm.
I loved
that
it.
was cool.
I want to watch it again to see what that was. I know that had to mean something. They kept talking about the different horses.
Mhm.
Fucking
Clover, Lucky,
Jean
Jean
Jacket.
Jacket.
Or Jean Jacket, they ended up naming the UFO, but
but they named that was the horse she was supposed to train.
and then she was the one that ended up breaking it, which was like full circle moment for her. And I was like, damn, that's cool that she was the one that did it rather than a man. Fuck men.
Evil.
But yeah, that whole movie, I was not disappointed.
And then
I want to go see it again.
The whale picture thing.
Yeah.
When I was like, oh my God, I hope she fucking gets this picture. And then all like the news people and everything show up, and it's like everything's fucking gone, everything's done.
Yeah.
But I got Mothra in this fucking picture right here.
Right. But she didn't even look at the picture. She was just like, where's my brother?
Yeah.
Like, he needs to be okay.
And then boom, you see him.
And she closed her eyes and she was just like, please let him be there.
I loved it. I loved that ending.
Mm-hmm.
Probably his most touching ending.
Oh yeah, I was like, very heartfelt.
None of his other endings are that touching at all. But
it was definitely one of the most like satisfying.
Yeah.
Endings.
Yeah. Because I watched Get Out a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there's nothing wrong with this movie. It's just perfect. And it was just the perfect time, the perfect script, perfect actors. And it was just like, it's unbelievable how great that entire movie is. Mm-hmm. And even like the entire beginning, because like I was like telling Tatiana the story, like that was my first movie ever, like first movie seeing in theaters by myself. Mm-hmm. And it was I watched Get Out, and then that was the movie that like changed movies for me. Yeah. I was like, whoa, this movie is unlike any movie I've ever seen. And then it changed the way I watched movies for sure. Mm-hmm. And then like Us came out, and then we all watched it together in theaters. Mm-hmm. I think that was my second time seeing it when I watched it with you guys. Because I remember I watched it with this girl I talked to before, and then I watched it with you guys the second time. But yeah, Get Out, when I was watching it the other day, I was just like, holy shit, like everything's perfect.
And it still hits.
And it's still like The Shining, it's still Rosemary's Baby, it's still like he knows what he's doing, you know, applying these little, even the teal colored opening credits and title card and Get Out is like the same as The Shining. Like even going through the forest, and it's like all he knows what I was like, yeah. Jordan Peele is just like the man. And his movie references are way better than anybody else's in movies. Like when watching Us, you see the Steve Martin movie, The Man with Two Brains. You see Chud. You see all these fucking like, okay, these are movies we all like know of, not these fucking like deep cut horror movies. They're like popular movies that actually inspired them. Right. And just like Nope, you're like, oh, this is Jaws meets Signs, the whole movie. And I was like, this out of Jaws meets Signs is a very loose thing to say, but it's great. He's 3 for 3.
Yeah. I'll go see it again.
Yeah,
the movie was empty. I know that
it was hella empty, even though there was people right in front of us. Like everybody wanted to sit like in the middle.
So I'm actually got to.
Yeah, with that kind of movie, like I think that was amazing cinematography,
and it still had like some like funny chuckle moments.
Yeah, it was still funny.
Yeah,
because the way Hoyt like shot the movie was just perfect. Like it was just like the way he shot the sky, the way he was like moving around, like literally you yourself were like, you were looking for the UFO just like they were. You were like, where the fuck is it? I was like, that's a beautiful use of like trying to, catch a UFO. It's like putting you in their shoe. It was super immersive.
And with the guy with the cinematographer that was in the movie, they were like, where is your perfect picture? Like, where is the perfect shot for you?
Yeah.
He was like up there in those mountains.
Yeah.
I was like, that was it. And they have like, like the net and all the film boxes and everything set up.
Everything was set up, and then it got to me where he was just like, damn it, the sun. And I was like, fuck.
I told Amanda that. I was like, didn't get the shot.
He was like, he's got to do this shit himself. And then fucking couldn't get it.
Damn.
He got fucking sucked up.
What was smart though was when Fry's electronics guy Angel, when he wrapped himself in the barbed wire
Yeah.
and the tarp.
Yeah.
I was like, that was smart.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking lube yourself out.
Like a cat.
Very intelligent move.
But the whole movie, I thought it was great. Very logical, very realistic, just like all of his movies.
Yep.
And
Still character developing, like, throughout the movie. Like, you're not just set with this one character. Like, you did see, like, the dimensions of these characters.
Yeah, they're like 3D characters. You were like, okay, I know how this person will react to a situation, or if this happens, this is how it'll be. Like, you just know how they're gonna go. And then, you know, I love how it was kind of a tone switch when they were like, okay, we have a plan. They're
setting the Monopoly things.
Yeah.
And they had like on the walkie-talkies, they had like the top hat.
Yeah.
The race car.
It was like, okay, we're fucking doing it.
Yeah.
We got a plan. This is like turns into an adventure
And
movie.
they were like stealing the car batteries. That shit was funny.
Yeah. And like from all the dead people's cars. And
Like,
I
you
was
won't
just
need
like, this movie is just great. It's his longest movie. I don't know if it could have been shorter. I'll have to like watch it again to see. It's like, I'll just like try to critique it, I guess, next time I see it. Because when I was watching it, I was just trying to watch it, absorb it. But like, I want to watch it a lot in the theaters, as many times as I can, because it's just I really loved, because I got a DM in Instagram the next day on Friday, because I watched it on Thursday night, and I got a DM from one of my old friends, and he was like, I saw Nope. He like replied to my story. He's like, I saw Nope, and I didn't I know there's like layers, but like I couldn't catch like a lot, like the meaning. Like he was talking about the underlying themes, and before I even responded, I was like, that's how great Jordan Peele is. People are coming here just because they saw Get Out, because they know that there's gonna be a message. And they just on the name alone, Jordan Peele, you're gonna go see this movie, right? And I was like, that's just like legacy right there. Like he's already like bringing people to the theaters, and people are looking for a message. But I was like, there doesn't always have to be, you know, a message right away. Just watch the movie. And I told him, I was like, that's just a sign to go watch it again. Go see it as many times as you want.
And that's the other thing too, is like, knowing it's Jordan Peele and how much you appreciate him, you want to be able to absorb all the things that he wanted you to see or find or clue into during the movie. Like, that's what's going to make you go see it again.
Yeah.
That's what's going to make you see it and analyze and, you know,
especially
think about
this
it,
being such a big movie. Like, you're going to miss some stuff. It's a big movie. It's his longest movie. It's like 2 hours and 10 minutes long. I think Us was like an hour 50, and I think Get Out was like an hour 40 something. So there's a lot to take in, and the scope of it, there's like so many things that, you know, could be placed in the frame. So I think there's a lot to take in. So, and I think he's doing that on purpose. Jordan Peele is like, I want to go bigger. I want to make,
which is great,
bigger movies. I want to make cooler movies
for the viewer.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. And like I said, I haven't been scared in a theater in a long time. And that did an amazing job at like keeping me on the edge of my seat and being fully, you know, like engaged. I was like, this movie is great. It definitely, I don't want to say it, because it lived up to the hype, but like, it also wasn't what I expected at all. You know what I mean?
It wasn't as horror as I thought it was.
Yeah.
It was, for me, it was like more suspense.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, not even gore, because there was really...
It was just more of the chimp part. The non-alien parts were the most violent. And I just thought it was very like suspenseful because of the unknown. You know what I mean? Because you don't know where they are, what it looks like.
Exactly.
Until the very end.
What their capabilities are. You know?
And that's
like they're fucking sucking up horses. Like,
sucking them up. And that's what And that's what I loved. That's what, okay, here's what I wanted to say. Here's one of the things I wanted to say after I saw the movie. I was like, I'm going to say this on the podcast, was that Jordan Peele, and I say this all the time, that, sorry, I raised my voice a little bit, but I say this all the time, that filmmakers who make big movies oftentimes explain the shit out of what's going on. But Jordan Peele doesn't even bother to do it. He's not underestimating his audience. He's like, there's like, the way he writes it is just shit is happening, and whatever they know, they know. There's no scientists coming in and be like, actually, this has been around for millions of years. And like, we don't need a scientist coming in explaining what this thing is. They're just fucking going with it.
Right, but that's,
because we don't know what that shit is either.
That's the catching part, like the catch and reel of like a murder mystery. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what hooks you in and keeps you kind of reeling yourself in, is because it's like, okay, it's stimulating to your mind to be like, what's happening, what's going on.
Yeah, just you keep
know?
slowly like,
and then you're investing yourself in these characters at the same time in this short amount of time.
Yeah, it's great. And like there was there was like an interview with Jordan Peele that I saw, but it wasn't a cut of the movie. But it was like an assembly cut, which is like everything that they shot all together was like 3 hours and 45 minutes or 4 hours almost. But that's like everything. That wasn't like a movie that he made that was 3 hours and 45 minutes. But like there was a lot more to the story that I think he wanted in. But like 2 hours cutting, an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes out of that. I wonder what else he wanted in.
Well, hopefully he releases an extended cut.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. Because that's another movie where I haven't seen a movie in a while. Almost, I guess, I don't even think I felt this way with The Northman, but like I was watching Nope and I was like, I don't want this to end. Like I want it to just keep going. Like I don't want this movie to end. That's how I was feeling in the theater. I was like,
what's going to happen now?
Fuck. Yeah, I was just like, I just want to keep going in this mystery and this adventure. I loved it. I love the atmosphere that he created and how it kept like switching. And it was very Twilight Zone. Like I said before I even saw the movie, I was like, it was very like Twilight Zone shit. The Twilight Zone imagery where you're like the cowboy with the UFO on, bedazzled on his back, and then the horse in the glass case and the mirror helmet on the biker. You're like, what the fuck is going on? In
the bloody rain that comes
you're
down
like,
over the
this
house.
is just a crazy Twilight Zone movie, which are all of Jordan Peele's movies, because you can see his influence, his homages almost.
He had a very Annihilation. Remember that bear in Annihilation? Where it would take the people's voices?
Yeah.
And it would say, help me.
Yes.
When I first heard that Annihilation, I told him, I was like, that is the scariest concept I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
And when the little alien thing was flying over, you could hear the people screaming.
Yeah.
Like that was
terrifying.
And in IMAX, you could hear that shit like around you.
You would hear like the speakers overhead go.
Yeah. Another reason to go see it in theaters. You elitist pricks.
See it in IMAX.
See it in IMAX for sure. See it in IMAX at least once.
IMAX makes everything better.
Right. 30% off before 2:00. Go do that.
Yeah, that shit's fire.
Then we have $15 off.
Yeah. We saw an IMAX movie for $12 for 2 people.
Damn. That's pretty sick. But yeah, Nope. Where are we at?
Hour.
Nice. That was like perfect. But yeah, I watched Get Out and Us, and I was just like, this dude is just like, he's not gonna fail us. Like he's just gonna have an idea and he's gonna do like cool shit. You know what I mean?
I'm hopeful and anticipating the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. Already you're like, give me more. Like I want more Jordan Peele shit, because Nope. It really is. How would you put it, against movie of the year? Do you have one? Have you thought about it?
No, I haven't really thought about it too much, but I definitely could see this being like top 5 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a number
Oh, yeah.
one off the top? Just like, not even like a lot of thought into it. Just like off the top of your head, favorite.
Probably The Northman. Just I think more so because it's like the genre,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and the subject matter is like more.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna go with the Scream reboot. No.
You're like Morbius.
No, but
How does it fall for you? Like
no,
now
it's
that you've seen it.
top 5, maybe top 3 so far. But I really liked. I'm gonna have it's top 5, but like on rewatch, if it still
Yeah.
hits, you know, I'm gonna have to watch it a couple more times to really see how I feel about it, and like get more thoughts and more.
Over like the initial reaction to it.
Yeah, because initial reaction to a lot of the movies that I'm anticipating to see, I'm gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like, if I watch it 1,000 times and I'm still like, holy shit, I love this movie. Because that's how I felt with Licorice Pizza last year, where I watched it like 4 times in theaters, and I actually never even, I don't have it on Blu-ray yet, but I saw it like a few times in theaters, and I was like, this just never gets. I just love this movie, and then and that's why like Titan wasn't like my favorite of last year, because Titan is just like the first time you watch it, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then the second time, you're just kind of like, okay, this is well directed, this is well shot, this is well everything.
By the third time, you're like, okay.
But the third time, you're like, oh yeah, it's a good movie. But like Licorice Pizza, the 4th time I seen it, I was like, this is just greatness. This is just Paul Thomas Anderson doing his thing. But I feel like Nope is gonna be like on the 4th rewatch, you're still gonna be either like picking up shit that you didn't catch the first time, or you're gonna just still be watching it like it's your first time.
Yeah.
You're still gonna be caught up and be like, whoa, like, you know. And so that's, and especially with Get Out, that's not something you could probably rewatch a lot because it's like really horror. Like,
Or Us.
Us is probably one you could probably rewatch often, maybe more often than Get Out,
More often than Get Out, but
less
still,
often than Nope.
yeah.
I can already tell I want to see Nope a lot, but like Get Out, I guess more of my interest is like I can watch that maybe once a year and be like, okay, like I'll pick up on this and pick up on that, and I was like, this is just great editing. It's great everything really, and Get Out. It's just like every single little like shot towards one little thing. The precision of it is just, it's great. But with Us, there's a lot of like some plot holes, I'd say, and there's some like things where I'm like, oh, okay, but I loved it.
It's a great movie. For me, it was just like it's so intense.
There's because it's his second movie, and I think it's Jordan Peele going for a bigger story, a bigger complex.
So that's
story.
the only reason why I couldn't watch it like
Again.
once a month.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that would have to be like, oh, hey, it's us.
Yeah, like if it's October, you're like, let's put on a scary movie. Then
Yeah.
you might watch Us. Like if it's the right time, the right feel. But I think Nope is a good like that's why it came out in the summertime, you know? And so you're like, Nope is like a good horror blockbuster. Like let's
A
fucking
great
do
end of
it.
the summer movie too.
I loved it.
It was great. Perfect.
And then what else have I watched?
I like the shot with the key and the horse.
And the horse?
Like he was like, "Oh, you got this is your ranch now." In that one shot, like you get home and that horse has a key stuck in his butt.
Oh, I watched Days of Thunder.
We watched John Wick.
John Wick with a stick.
Which one was it? The third
Third
one?
one, yeah.
With Halle Berry. With her dogs.
Yes.
He shot my dog. I get it. I love that line.
And my reaction was just like, and he turned to me, he's like, you get it? I'm like, yes, I get it. He's like, no, you don't get it.
I also watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Purely for the score. I was thinking about the score. and I was like, oh, fuck, I need to watch it because I had the song stuck in my head, the ending of the movie, which when it's the end of the movie, fuck it. This is a spoiling podcast, and it's also one of the greatest movies ever. If you haven't seen it, you're a fucking bitch. And it's also came out in like 1966, I think.
Right. I was like,
But it's the song they play at the end. It's called "The Ecstasy of Gold." Amazing. And it's the part where one of the guys finds the cemetery, and he's looking for which grave the gold is in, and then they all meet up at the end, the three of them, and they have that like Mexican standoff. It's like the perfect ending where it's like it's a 3-hour movie, but it's like 3-hour buildup of like these three people, and it's like it's almost like, to me, like a cosmic movie where you're like, these three stars have just crossed paths, and like it's just this final battle at the cemetery, and they're doing it for $200,000 worth of gold that's buried in a grave that they don't know which one, but they're in the cemetery and they meet in the middle, and they're like, okay, they just do like, I'm gonna shoot you, and then whoever is last man standing gets the gold, whatever. And it's just like the score just fucking, I was like, this is beautiful. This is like probably the best ending ever in movies. I was like, because I was the reason why I wanted to watch it is because I put my music on shuffle like that morning, and then the Ecstasy of Gold came on, and I was like, I felt like a little jacked. There was like a little energy to it, and I was like, holy shit, this feels like I'm in a movie. And I was like, I gotta like watch it just for like the score, and then that build up all the way to the end of the movie. I was like, this fucking thing is perfect. But yeah, I watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and then I watched Days of Thunder.
nice.
Tony Scott, all right, Pizzy. And then I'm gonna watch like one Tony Scott movie a week, and just to be like, I watched this, I watched that. So I watched Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise, and you can't not laugh after seeing Talladega Nights. You can't not laugh when they race in the wheelchairs. You're like, you can't fucking do that. Like when they race in the wheelchairs and they're like, they meet Nicole Kidman, the nurse. I was just like, fucking I couldn't not think about like Will Ferrell with sideburns. I was like, this movie is just funny. Days of Thunder is just funny now because of Talladega Nights.
Yeah, that's like Walk the Line.
Like Walk the Line. Walk the Line. I watched it with Tatiana, and that opening scene where the brother, you see the blood and shit in the sink. I laughed because of Walk Hard. And I was just like, I've been halved. But yeah, Days of Thunder is just funny to me because of Talladega Nights. But like, it's cool. You know, it's like Top Gun, but with race cars.
Exactly. Like, you want to see what my life is like? Fucking stabs himself in the leg.
But it's like, but yeah, that's all I saw was I didn't watch a lot. I was just I couldn't stop thinking about Nope the entire time.
You also watched it like on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you tired, bro?
I think so, a little bit.
What time is it? It's like 5.
5:30.
5:30.
My phone's on airplane. I was checking for notifications. But yeah, that's pretty much all I watched. But next week me and Josh are gonna be on, and we're gonna talk about, you know, like 70s Al Pacino, which is like the 2 Godfathers, Dog Day Afternoon, Serpico, and a bunch of shit like that.
Like great.
Yeah. He was on a run. We're going because we said
Young
we
Al
want to watch
Pacino.
everything from his first movie to all the way up to Scarface, which is like 10 years or maybe a little bit more.
What did we watch? Oh, with the Al Pacino. Scarface. George Lopez.
Balls of Fury.
Balls of Fury.
With Christopher Walken.
Yes.
Roman said that movie was good. That's what he said after that movie was over. And I was very
So
proud
Balls
of
of Fury.
We were
Yes.
cracking the fuck up. That shit was so funny.
One day we got to do like a best like movies that would always play on Comedy Central.
Yeah, Balls of Fury. All those sports movies, Balls of Fury,
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball, Rebound, Longest Yard.
Mm-hmm.
Like Comedy Central. Fuck, they played a lot of movies too. Like a lot of like
Half
weird.
Baked.
They played a lot of weird movies. Like especially like when I was a kid watching them in the middle of the night. Like there was that movie with what's that guy's name for Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
The Friend.
No, the main guy, Ferris Bueller, I think.
Oh,
I never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I'm Matthew Broderick. That is his name.
Him. There's a movie with him and
Godzilla.
there's a movie with him and John Cusack. Can you look it up? Because my phone's on airplane.
Why do
mode.
I want to know that
Which-
that movie so bad?
With it's we looked it up on here. Have we looked it up on here?
I once I see it, I'm gonna be like, you fucking retard.
It's John Cusack, Matthew Broderick, and Anthony Hopkins is in it. But Anthony Hopkins plays
The
this,
Road to Wellville.
that one. That would play on Comedy Central all the time. And I was just like, this movie is like funny, but it's so like absurd almost.
Like
'cause
Zoolander?
it's different because it's like a time. It's a timepiece. It's a
Okay.
period piece.
Like the Aquatic Life of Steve Zissou.
A little bit, not too far.
It looks like it had, or like the Grand Budapest Hotel.
It's more, yeah, like it's very like, but not because that not like Wes Anderson style humor.
Mm-hmm.
It's, but I don't know how to describe it. I haven't seen it in a super long time.
But not
that-
like Shape of Water.
no, not. I just haven't seen that movie in a long time. But that movie is like embedded
In your brain.
Yeah. And I was just like, that movie is just, I need to watch it someday. Just like for nostalgia.
Just because.
Hot Rod.
Yeah.
I've seen that a million times though. But Comedy Central movies, that like in the middle of even in the middle of the day, like they would play them.
Yeah.
We talking about Commercial Central. Jesus Christ. It's like every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's like, fuck.
Like, let me laugh, goddamn.
And
it.
also the censoring of the bad words.
Oh my God.
It's almost like that's the original movie to you now. That's at least what it was like for me. Where it's just like, because we didn't have the DVD, we just had the DVR where we record the movie and just skip through all the just like fast forward through the commercials and press play. So it's like the part in Hot Rod when Randy, when he has the fireworks. Remember when he walks up, he's like, "You who shitheads," when he has the fireworks?
Yeah.
In the, I forgot what he said in the censored one.
You who poop faces?
Something like that.
Yeah, they do be doing some dumb shit.
Like some dumb
And it's not even like his
ADR.
voice. It doesn't even sound like similar
They
to
just try
his.
to, yeah.
There's like some random dude like, hey, say this.
Some fucking engineer in the room.
Just
some
like
assistant
poop faces.
engineer.
He's like, poop face. Like records himself.
But yeah, it's like weird. But he's like, "You who shitheads." Until we had the DVD, I was
That's right,
like,
you big head. They trying to say dickhead. That's right, big head.
and then even in Scarface, when they showed it on like TNT, when he says, you know, like how I got these scars, whatever, is from eating. He says in the movie, he says from eating pussy, but in the censor version, he says from eating pineapple. And
Hey. Okay, Ty Dolla $ign. Very smart.
did he say that in the song?
That's what this pineapple song is about.
I never heard it.
You never heard pineapple? Oh, you gotta listen to
I
it.
should listen to it.
He's talking about.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sing it because we're on mic.
Scarface, yeah, the censored version is he says I'm eating pineapple from eating pineapple. Eating pineapple. Because it's just because me and Josh are going up to Scarface, because in my opinion, everything after Scarface is like second tier and below for Pacino. I think his best work is in the 70s and early 80s. So that's why we're going, that part of his career and not just all Pacino. Because he has, like, Heat, we talked about it. Pacino was cool. And then, like, I loved, Pacino and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Even though he has, like, one scene in the beginning, I was still like, Marvin Schwartz. Like, he has, like, he's a character. And I love how far Pacino goes.
He can be funny.
Yeah. I love how far he can go.
Yeah.
In any direction. I love how committed he goes. Just like Tom Cruise when he was Les Grossman in Tropic Thunder. Like, when Tom Cruise, like, goes that way, he goes that way. And so that's why I'm excited for next week's episode, is because it's going to be dope. It's just going to be fun, nerding out.
Yeah.
With my best friend.
My best friend.
But was this a boring episode?
Hopefully not.
Please.
For all the
please
he
let
dogs
us
and
know.
she dogs, let us know.
The beginning of the episode is going to get him at least.
Hopefully that reeled them in.
That's going to get him at least. Most people have been saying they don't like when we spoil it, but oh well. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, fuck you guys. You guys suck.
Don't watch a movie. You're not that.
Go see
busy.
Nope. Nope is cool. I was gonna say Nope is dope.
If I have 3 kids, if we have 3 children, and we can make 2 hours out of our day to go watch a movie,
Yeah.
you can too. You just don't want to sit down.
Yeah, you dumb bitch. All right, go see Nope. But next week we're gonna be talking Pacino. It's gonna be cool. And then the week after that we're gonna be talking train movies. We're talking Unstoppable. We're talking Deja Vu. We're talking Snowpiercer.
We gotta watch the Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fucking, where's it? Not Source Code. It might be Source Code.
The Gray Man.
No, that's a train movie.
He's on a train. The train.
I was like, what?
The Gray Man did come out like yesterday though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see it because I'm gonna watch it on Netflix, not in the theater, because Joe Russo told me to.
Didn't it come out yesterday? It's on Netflix now.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's episode
Because
69
none of
for
this
you.
really matters.
Peace out. I need to